izihlobo zami wozani lenhlabathi my baba kuyabheda bengawutoke mwana womai bengawutoke mwana womai bengawutoke mwana womai bengawutoke mwana womai anongotarisa 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 anongotarisa
mamuregerera mwadau munongomtarira ngomuyeba seingomanai munongomtarira ngomuyeba munongotarira sei munongomtarira sei ngomuyeba mubatsire munongomuyeba munongomshandisa
Pretoria, we got you covered. This is Prefab FM. That's how definitely we kick off the installment just for this evening. The name of the show is called #Freshmonday. Keep it hold is yours truly, the man behind the combination. On a Monday with a lot of people, they already say that indeed it is just a horrible day for us. But right here in South Africa, it's a heritage day on its own way. People celebrate various cultures that South Africa is all embarked on. Hosted by yours truly, the man behind the combination up until the hour tonight. Taking us to 8 minutes after it's 8, giving you the music of Berita featuring old Dr. Oliver Mtukuz and Hai Masika saying Mwana wa Mai. Those was one of those beautiful gems that everybody is talking about. This evening I'm going to throw you with nothing but beautiful, mesmerizing songs of nothing but indeed on its own about cultures that we have right in South Africa. But if you're at the equator, Tropic of Capricorn, Tropic of Cancer, it doesn't matter. This is an online radio. Therefore, you need to bear in mind that we do the most more than the devil can be able to do. What to look for on the show, I'll give you a little bit of updates. Due to that, our sports guy T.K.T won't be able to be joining us just for this evening. Mr. Thomas Kenneth Martin, he explores in much more details into how to live a post-driven life. He is in step 3 and 4, that's vision and station. So bear in mind, that's what to look for on this particular show. Good evening, even in South Africa and the rest of the globe, wherever you are. Welcome to the show just for this.
Shout out to you, my man. You're doing a great job, man. Yeah, I like this radio. I like this station, man.
Can you just repeat that again, man? What did you say?
I like this station. I like you, man. You're doing a great job, man. Shout out to you, man.
Shout out
to all your workers, bro.
Let's go.
Tembisa, you are listening to Prefab FM.
One east or west, hope for the best, the rest is worse. Africa first, go east or west, hope for the best, the rest is worse. African come first, now forget your sorrow. Africa, the blessings tomorrow. Hey Africa, don't forget your sorrow. Africa, the blessings tomorrow. Hey Africa, we Africa, we Africa, South Africa, one Africa, we Africa, South Africa. We're Africa, one Africa. Children of Zion, hold on, steadfast. For now is the time when
This is the voice of Doctor himself, Colbert Rudzani Mukayo say Africa, no westernized on its own. One of those guys that put the reggae in terms of Wafeda cultures into another mold, into another classical example. Taking us to 15 after it's 8. Listen to Prefab FM with yours truly, the man behind the combination just for this. I just received a message by Rufus. He say I have just tuned in right now at F3. That will be do something right there at the first room where they print out some particular documents there. Them do they say thank you. Right, those are the comments that are coming through. Be able to comment right here on 079 941 7796 plus 2779 941 7796. It's Prefab FM on hashtag Fresh Monday. As South Africans, most of them they celebrate nothing but African Day or Heritage Day on its own, where they mix a lot of different varieties of cultures that they have right here in South Africa, where most of the people in its own they celebrate this day, eating various traditional foods and also wearing various traditional clothing just to represent themselves to who they are. This, in simple words, to represent their identity on its own regarding this particular day and also regarding this particular month, where most of them they're just eating nothing but engaging with other people on its own. Looking at the update that has happened during this day to up to so far, we heard that the President Ramaphosa just imaged another statue of himself known as the father of democracy in our country. That's Nelson Mandela in the UN. That was in the UN headquarters, which the statue there is waiting upon 1.9 meters. That was the statue of Nelson Mandela just to celebrate on its own Heritage Month, as most of the people, as you and I, and most of them, as them and theirs, they celebrate this particular day. But here at UN, it's one of those days that it marks the memory or the memory that indeed the statue of Nelson Mandela was upraised, in fact of many other people that they fought for freedom in their particular country. As this day is passing by, most of the people we know they were buying this and also that. In a short while, we'll be interacting with Mr. Thomas Kenneth Mathye when he explores how to live a purpose-driven life. How to live a purpose-driven life. He is on step number 3 and 4 just for this evening, when he will explore much details into after you've discovered your identity and after you find your purpose, what's then your vision? What you have got to say about your vision? And after that, he will tell us about the stations. What is it that you need to do after discovering who you are and where do you want to go in your life? Good evening if you're in South Africa or you're on Tropic of Capricorn, or if you're in Equator or just Tropic of Cancer, just for this case. Be able to engage with me when my guests just arrive right here on this particular station. We say globally we hit like that.
Station that plays you nothing but the best music.
Let's go.
Durban, you are on Prefab FM.
Thomas, before I comment on your question, allow me to give you credit to say you are the best on this one. Prefab FM will never be the same without you. We are live on Prefab FM, the number one station around Thohoyandou, number one station within the community of Thohoyandou, and also in Univen.
Hey. That deserves a round of applause, man. Let's do this one more time.
United we stand. Divided
Pretoria, we got you covered. This is Prefab FM.
Africa. Africa is our home. Make it a better place. Asihlanganeni bo. Sonke ma Africa.
Peace, love, and harmony.
I'm playing you the beautiful gem of Lady Smith's Black Mambazo featuring Mathye K.T. Say, united we stand. Indeed, once you are united, that's when you'll be able to defeat your enemies on its own. Taking us to 20 minutes after it's 8, it's Prefab FM, the station made for station. Hashtag Fresh Monday with Mr. Kenneth Thomas Mathye. As we already highlighted you in the beginning of the show, we have a motivational speaker, inspiration speaker, personal intelligence, verbal linguistics, and that's sanguine for you. Let me take this time to say good evening, Mr. Mathye, and welcome to Prefab FM.
Thank you, Ndivo. Good evening to you and good evening to the listeners.
Yes, in just case, you are the original host, or we can say the genesis host of Fresh Monday, when we take people to a nice mood of what was regarded as a Blue Mondays to what is known as a Fresh Monday. Can you just highlight to us, last week we were talking about how to discover your purpose in life.
Yes, thank you, Ndibo. Last week we looked at the work of Vladi Doleza in how one can discover or find out what one's purpose is in life. Doleza talks about 4 ways, but we looked at 3. The first one being what we call, or what Doleza calls the Venn diagram, where you ask yourself questions about what are the things that you are good at, what are the things that you love doing, and how, or what are the things that makes this world a better place. And by sitting and writing all those things down, you get a better picture of who you are. The second one, we looked at what Doleza calls the wound of wisdom, whereby one looks at a difficult situation that one has overcome, and we gave example of the man who is sitting in a wheelchair, who is now part of the campaign of road safety and things like that. We looked at a lady who had a kidney failure, and today she's educating others about kidneys and how to take care of them. And the last one, we look at what he calls the eulogy technique, where you look at your life at the end of it, and then you look back and then trying to see what are the things that you have achieved, what are the people that you have in your life, and what are their roles. So that is basically what we looked at last week. And of course, we did encourage people to go to engines like Google, where they can find such information, go through those things, read, and find out what the best works for you. Like I gave an example. For me, the Venn diagram worked best, and that's why today I am here, and I am a part of this educational process that we are in.
Let's just recap on this one. Step number 1 up to step number 3 and 4 that we're going to discuss this evening. Can we just recap for our listeners?
Quickly, step number 1, we said, who am I? We're talking about identity, and we looked at different research materials. We looked at the Johari window. We looked at the multiple intelligences of Howard Gardner. We looked at the personality temperament of Tim LaHaye. We looked at the learning styles of Peter Hani and Alan Mumford. These are all information that people can find in their libraries. They can find in Google and other places. Then step number 2 is the one we're talking about. What is your purpose? What we have just highlighted. We looked at that last week. And then today we are going to combine step 3 and 4. Step 3 is the vision. And step 4 is what we call the station. Now, with the vision, we are asking the question, where am I going? And with the station, we are asking the question, where am I right now?
Okay.
Can I go on now?
You can go on.
Okay, thank you. When we look at the vision, maybe we also need to consider that the Bible says in Proverbs 29 verse 18, where there is no vision, people perish.
Yes.
Now, when we're talking about the vision, we're not talking about things we see with our eyes, but we're talking about seeing your future in your mind, having a clear picture of what your life will look like 20 years from today. That's what we are talking about. And if that is not clear in your head, you will have a problem that you will find yourself being taken to places by other people. But when you know where you are going, then people will not take you where they are going. I normally say this, Libo, and I want to repeat it. When you don't know where you are going, others will take you where they are going. So you need to have a clear picture of exactly where you want to go. You need to have a clear picture of what your life is going to look like 20 years from today. Hence, we need to ask ourselves these questions. How big do I want to go? As a speaker, Ndibo, the question is, do I only want to be a local speaker, only going around the province of Limpopo, or do I want to be a national speaker, going throughout the country of South Africa, or do I want to be an international speaker, going beyond the borders of South Africa and beyond the borders of Africa? So those are the questions that one needs to ask. How big do I want to go? How far do I want to go? And as we have already said, where do I want to go? Because you need to understand that, so that when you are going, when you know where you are going, you are able even to look at the progress, whether I am going in the right direction. Let me give you a simple example. If I were to leave Polokwane today and I go to Johannesburg, along the road, along the N1, because that is another thing, we're going to talk about this next week. The first thing I have to know that I am going to use the N1.
Yes.
And once I'm on the N1, then I expect to see road signs which tells me Johannesburg is 340 kilometers. After driving for a certain distance, then Johannesburg is 200 kilometers. But the moment I start seeing Johannesburg is 300 kilometers, and the next board says to me, Johannesburg is 500 kilometers, then I know I'm in the wrong place. I'm in the wrong direction. And it can't be, because the closer I get to the place, the distance has to become shorter.
Yes.
So this is why it's important for one to know where one wants to go. Number 2, you also need to know who are the people you want to take with. You remember last week when we talked about the eulogy technique, where you look at your life at the end. Some of the question asked was, who are the people with you? Because why is it important that you need to know the people you want to take you with? Because you have got a clear picture of where you want to be, and you have looked at your identity, you know of what you are good at, and you know of what you are not good at. So those are the people that you need next to you, the people who will be able to do those things which you cannot do for yourselves. You need those people who will help you to move in the direction that you want to go. You don't want people who will take you in a different direction. So it becomes important that we create or establish meaningful relationships. It does not necessarily has to be friendship, but it has to be meaningful relationship, meaning that we're talking about making relationships that will add value in our lives. Hence, it's important to evaluate our relationships. Some relationships, unfortunately, needs to come to an end. If you have got somebody whom will sit with you and you spend 4 hours discussing a team that is not winning games, you need to consider such relationships. They are not taking you anywhere. You need to ask yourself, what value does this relationship add into my life? What value does this relationship help me in getting closer to where I want to go? So it is very important to also consider the people that you want to take with. There is a man in the Bible called Jabez, as I move from step number 3. This man prays a prayer and he says, God, bless me indeed. Expand my territory. This is the prayer that most of us, if not all of us, have to pray when we consider our visions. How big do you want to go? How far do you want to go? Ask God to extend your territory. But this should only happen once you know what your purpose is. Then you need to know where you are going. Now, when we go to step number 4, we are now talking about a station. We are now talking about where you are right now. Because before you move to where you want to go, you have to start where you are. I'm sitting in Polokwane now. Everything starts where you are. If you were to ask me to stand up, I'm not going to stand up in Tondo because I'm in Polokwane. So everything starts where you are right now. Now, when we talk about the station, we are looking at your current status. What is your education level? What are the resources that you need that you will take you where you want to go? What are the resources that you currently have? Because that will then tell you what other resources will you need going forward. That also will determine, when it comes to the type of people that you choose, where can I get the resources? Who are the people who can give me the resources that I need? So the station is about looking at your current situation. It's about looking at your current status. It's about looking at the things that you need for you to move from where you are, which is your station, to get to where you want to go, which is your vision. So you need to ask those questions, and you need to be honest in answering those questions, because those questions you will see when we get to next week, Ndibo, when we'll be talking about goals. Those questions, when they are answered correctly, will determine what the time frames are. Those questions will determine whether your vision is going to be a 10-year plan or it's going to be a 15-year plan. All these things will be determined by answering these questions. So you will notice that there is a link between these steps, because once you know your identity. It also linked to step number 4. It also linked to step number 5. You will see when we talk about it next week. Because your identity tells you of who you are. It tells you of what you are capable of doing and what you're not capable of doing. So in step 5, when you do that assessment or that evaluation, then you get to know who are the people that you need to bring in. Because you don't have to bring anybody. Here's another thing, Dibo. We tend to attract the people who are like us. But the challenge is when the people then get to our environment, because they are like us, they want to do the things that we are also doing. Not long, we start fighting for the territory. What we need to do is to go look for people who can do the things that we cannot do for ourselves. That is very important. That is why it's important for us to do an assessment in the station before we move. Because we also need to make sure we are in the right station so that we can know when we move in the right direction. I normally say this, Ndibo. When you don't know where you are going, you also don't know what mode of transport you have to use. And this is what can happen. Because you don't know where you are going, you will find that you need a train to go where you want to go. But because you don't know, you see people flocking to the bus stop, you follow them. When you get to the bus stop, then the bus comes. Because you know you're not waiting for the bus, you let it pass. But when the train station or when the train arrives at the train station, you are not there, so you also miss the train. So it is important to know where you want to go. That is your vision. So that you will be able to also identify the right mode of transport. Let me give you an example. If one wants to become a medical doctor, one will need to know that already an FET falls apart.
Yes.
Because FET does not offer such type of training. So this person needs to know that, okay, that what I need to look at now is a varsity. But looking at what I am now, I am in grade 11 or I am in grade 12. But what are the needs for a varsity? So you start assessing yourself. I normally say this when I visit schools, when I talk to young people. Giving an example of 2 young people. That's why it's important for us to do the assessment in the station. One young person, the parents can afford to send him to university. The other one, the parents cannot afford. So you have got 2 young people, both in grade 12, but one can, the parents can afford to send him or her to university. The other one cannot. Now, the one whose parent can afford to send to university, all that he need or she need is the minimum requirement of the university. But the one whom the parents cannot afford to send to university need more than the minimum requirement of the university. This young person need to go out there and look at some organizations or companies that offers bursaries. And now this young person need to meet the requirement of those people in terms of what they offer in terms of their bursaries. So that is why this station thing is very important. And that is why the vision is also important. You need to know where you are going, but you also need to know where you are. Do an assessment of what you have, what the needs are, and then you will be able to make sure that you choose the right mode of transport. Hence, next week we'll be talking about the roadmap. And we are going to look at goal setting. Because now you know where you are, you know what you have, then you need to look at how do I get where I want to get. Then we're going to talk about goal setting next week.
Mr. Mathye, let's just quickly go back to step number 3, visions. Talking about people that we want to take into our lives, into the next steps. There are some people that, in fact, taking people to the other step is kind of difficult step to them. What do you have to say to those people?
Libo, we are not the same. There are people who have got a developmental mindset. These are people who are easy to approach because they understand that for them to be where they are, somebody helped them to be there. So also they avail themselves to be able to help others to get there. Hence, there is a need for us to identify people who can mentor us, to identify people who can coach us. Because sometimes all you need is for a person to spend with you a certain time, coach you, give you a certain skill, and that person can move. But at certain times, you need somebody who will take you by the hand and walk the journey with you. So we need also to understand that it's not everybody who is going to easily stretch their hand to take us with. Some are going to easily do that, others are not going to do that. But other times we need to be able to even understand that certain things will have to pay to get them. Certain things, there are people who are going to volunteer to give them to us. But at the end of the day, we need to know who those people are. And this is important, Dibo, because at times we get frustrated because we ask things from people who cannot afford to give us those things. I normally say this to people: I will not come to you when I need 10,000 to ask 10,000 to you when I know you don't have 10,000. All that you can give me is sympathy, and then you cry with me. If I had the money, I was going to help you. No, I will go to the people that I know they have the 10,000. So this is also important that as people, before we get to people, we also do our own research, find out about the people that we need to help us, and make sure that the people that we check or we go to are the people that we know they've got the ability, the capacity, and the capability to help. The willingness is something that we might not know, but we need to at least know they have the ability, the capacity, and the capability to be able to help us with whatever that we need to be helped with.
I can only say that was step number 3 and step number 4, vision and station on its own. Next week we are on which step?
Next week we are going to step number 5, which is the roadmap. And we're talking about setting goals, but not just goals, but smart goals.
Yeah. Contact details, Mr. Mathye.
Kenneth Thomas Mathye, that's me on Facebook. On WhatsApp, people can find me on 072-299-2819. On voice call, they can get me on 071-671-5369.
Thank you very much, and we'll meet again next week on #FreshMonday.
Thank you very much. Thanks to the listeners. Let's meet again next week when we talk about smart goals.
There you have it, listeners of Prefab FM. Thus, you can't find it anywhere else unless you tune in on this particular radio station. It's called Prefab FM, and it will give you nothing but inspiration speakers and also caring capacity or human capacity coach, a life coach on its own. That was Thomas Kenneth Mathye on this particular stage, taking us to 90 minutes before the hour 9. That's how definitely your Monday has to be sounding like.
What makes me want to live
David, you are on Prefab FM.
in my life? Confusion and pain everywhere. You shine your light and everything turns bright. And I begin to live again. Shine your light into my life. Let me find shine your light into my life.
is a village pop that supports Sula for you from Lesotho. Say Shine Your Light. That is from this album, particularly this album from His Majesty. That's the village pop on its own. Taking us to 17 minutes before the one. That's how definitely we end things just for this evening. I was the man behind the combination. What you need to do is just follow me there on Facebook and Twitter at Man Behind the Combination, but on Twitter at Behind There. That's on Twitter just for you. Follow our stations, that's at Prefab FM with PREFAB FM. And don't bear in mind that this upcoming week on Saturday on the 29th at Riverside Park, we are throwing it hashtag Summer Mwaneng on its own. That's when definitely we are going to throw you nothing but with a DJ like the likes of GEC and the likes of a lot of various DJs that we have. DJ Huri and Prince K will be there, Mutora will be there, and a lot of DJs. Ladies also, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of gallo stuff will be happening at hashtag Summer Mwaneng. Look us for there on our Facebook page, it's Prefab FM, and be able to share on hashtag Prefab FM Talk. From me, man, behind the combination. If you can be good, just be bad. But if you can have the heart, use your heart to love somebody. But if your heart is big enough, use it to love everyone in the world. That's how we definitely wrap things for this evening. Thank you very much for those of you who are tuning in, and thank you very much for those of you who contribute to this particular show. Without you, it won't be a show. And I can always say to you, if you're in South Africa, happy Heritage Day to you. From Equator and Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn, thank you very much for your time. Tandi Samazwai Ingoma.
Upon the one Upon the wall.